Hey everyone, Norm from Tested here at DesignerCon 2019. This is the booth of BigShot Toyworks. Klim, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going, Norm?
Going
it's good to see
very
you always.
well. I'm exhausted because I'm just running through the aisles, checking out so many cool things, and it turns out a lot of the cool products on the show floor here you've had hands in them. You've had a hand in it.
Yes, we on the service side, BigShot Toyworks does a lot of product development for different companies, Mondo, Kid Robot, lots of different corporate brands, and we basically help our partners design, develop their visions into practical merchandise.
He says this so casually, but you're really the wizard behind the curtain, right? Because when we think of the amazing figures like Sideshow had the Raynor figure from a couple years ago, that was years of engineering work that you and your team had to figure out how to get all the articulation working, the materials. When Mondo put out their 16-inch Iron Giant, that didn't come out of nowhere. It came from your labs, essentially.
Yes, it's all a team effort. So when somebody like Mondo hires us to develop a product for them, it's all lots of really close weekly or sometimes daily interactions with Brock and his team to make sure that their vision is perfectly executed in every single way that they see it fit. And also because we're all super nerds, like there's no way that you're not gonna put that extra into something that's as amazing as the Raynor figure that we did for Sideshow, or the Iron Giant, or any character that we take on for that matter, whether it's for other clients or especially if it's for ourselves.
I mean, that passion's really appreciated because I know you live and breathe toys and figures, and one of the things that's really cool is the articulation.
Yes.
And it's something that you guys are bringing out now in your own line. That's why you have a booth here. There's BigShots. What is this figure line?
So, BigShots is an original form factor IP that we developed. Because a lot of the times our clients are like, hey, we want to make a toy that's like Hot Toys. And basically like 1/6 scale format, or now it's like Mezco or 1,000 toys, which is 1/12 scale format. And it's like, all of that stuff is fantastic and I love it. It takes up way too much space in my home office and just in general. But I wanted to do something that was unique. And we like as a studio, we have like a house style, which is kind of cute, but kind of realistic. So it translates into some of our other lines that we do for our clients. Like we do a lot of stuff for Dark Horse. We've done some stuff with Bungie for Destiny, and a couple of other things that are coming up soon that all kind of utilize the same form factor proportions. And I wanted to do that one extra thing, is combine my love for 1/6 scale and my love for our form factor that we have, and just bring out this.
So this is a prototype.
This is our 7th generation sample, the one before the one that we're actually making. This is the only one that's posable. So this is a BigShot Bucky. So it's a blank figure that you can customize pretty much yourself with cut and sew and 3D printed parts. We're gonna make some of the files available free of charge as a download. So you can buy the figure, and then you can 3D print your own parts, like elbows and a new head, make the legs a little longer, and just essentially just make your own character. We're talking to a couple of folks who have 3D printing services that are in color, so you'd be able to actually print your own head in full color, just mounted on on a body that we'll provide, maybe with some clothing that we'll be selling in limited quantities too. This will give us an opportunity to, one, come up with original content, which is exclusively ours and looks unique, like the Monkey King and some of the other stuff that we're doing there, and then also team up with our clients and creative partners and develop their IP into this form factor as a unique point of visual reference that doesn't exist anyplace else. So somebody can basically hey, we want to make for instance we want to make a Colonel Sanders figure in this format. We can work with a brand and develop it to look exactly like Colonel Sanders with this unique aesthetic, and just give somebody something that's super fun. Obviously we're small and we can't afford the $100,000 guarantee for licensing Marvel or DC. Other people already do that, but we could work with, you know, Marvel or DC for like a special event project, and like a convention only exclusive where you can just buy one of 100 of these figures in limited edition cut and sew or special event.
And the idea is that people will over time recognize the silhouette, the proportions. Yes. That is a BigShot proportion.
Yes.
And articulation, this is designed to maximize all the experience you've had with design and articulation. Can you show me some of the thought process that goes into things like knee joints and hip joints and ankle joints to make it as posable as possible?
So the knee joints are pretty basic. It's a double, this one particular is a double jointed ball, double jointed knee. And the ankle is a double ball jointed socket with a twist. You know, this is the hip joint is really unique. So the hip goes all the way up this way, down this way. This is an independent rotating ball here, and it goes up and down. So,
and same with the shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder is a double barrel joint, and it's covered with like this little sleeve here. So it gives you a lot of range of motion. The waist, the chest actually moves forward a little more, but this is just glued a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
Same thing, double barrel jointed head. So it's essentially a stop motion puppet.
That's exactly what I feel like
and so
posable figures are moving toward.
Yeah, so it's like if you look at the wonderful work that Mezco is doing with their promotions, where they do stop motion animation of their characters, it's like, this is a stop motion puppet. I want people to like take this, pose it around, like use the little stand that we're gonna have, and to pose it around, make their own characters and create their own stories and their own worlds and just share it. I think it would be super fun.
And you're offering that range of motion, and also, and then in the manufacturing, the rigidity, so it stays in those poses.
Yes.
That's really important.
So we've talked to my buddy Jake from Formlabs. I don't know if you probably know Jake. So Jake tested out printing out these on their Form 3s. So, basically it's like they can print elbows and they can print body parts. They can print body parts, but they can't do like a fully engineered ratchet joint.
Yes.
So what we're working towards is to have a modular joint.
Oh.
So you would just you just print this part, plug it in here, and you could change the volume of the muscle. You can change the length of the arm. You can do the same thing with the legs. You can do like a snap-on torso. So you can basically just make your own character. Like Jake sculpted Ralphie from Christmas Story. So he took a body file that I gave him, he printed it out, he made a rabbit suit for it. It was freaking hilarious, but he just didn't have time to finish it for the show, so he just brought the head in. But basically it's like, you just take this body, snap this head on, and adjust it any way you want. So it's fun, it's a little bit, it's not everybody can do it, but everybody's a do-it-yourselfer now anyway. It's like kids are learning this stuff faster than you can generate the...
And it's the same type of work from the base, the foundation that you're building for the business clients now, kind of opening that up to artists and enthusiasts, and people will have access to 3D modeling and 3D printing.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And so in my mind, right, when everybody's got like you can basically set up, like if you know how to do sewing, cut and sew, like you can make your own outfit for this figure, and you could make 10 or 20 as a limited run. And that's your character in your outfit using this body and form factor. So like people can really just create their own guys. Like the one thing that I really want to do more than anything is like the fake Times Square mascots. So like the really busted looking Elmo, where he's like, and the Cookie Monster is like one eye like this. So you just have fun with just being creative and have something that's not just a resin paperweight.
And that's so exciting. And of course, you guys are on the other end of the toy spectrum, your shi-shis, and shipping those to the Kickstarter backers. All these finishes are wonderful to see in person.
Thank you.
Love this polystone one, the marble finish.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun for people to paint up themselves and collect, and really bringing out BigShot, the more public facing.
Yeah, we're trying to develop more of like an IP. Like we're working, like we have a pretty forward-moving storyline with interesting characters and fun scenarios, but it's basically, right now, my focus is like trying to get this Kickstarter nailed down and come out perfect.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting mine backed.
Yes.
Yeah, very excited. Klim, good to see you. Great to see you here at DesignerCon.
Good to see you, and it's BigShotToys.com. Thank you so much.